Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're getting into something that, well, happens all the time at work. Small talk.
Right. And it often gets brushed off, doesn't it? Like, it's not really important. But the stuff we looked into suggests it's actually got some surprising power.
Exactly. We've done a deep dive into a whole lot of thinking on this, really pulling out the core stuff.
Yeah, the essentials.
And our mission here really is to give you the key takeaways. We want you to understand why small talk matters, maybe more than you think.
Figure out what you can actually, talk about without it feeling awkward.
How to do it naturally, how to make it effective, and also, crucially, what mistakes people tend to make and how you can avoid them.
Basically helping you feel a bit more comfortable, connect a little better at work.
Okay, so let's jump right in. That common idea that small talk is insignificant, just fluff.
Yeah, like it's just noise before the real conversation starts.
But the perspective in our source material really challenges that, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It argues that small talk is not small at all. It's actually, well, a pretty critical skill.
For what specifically?
For building connections, establishing trust, and maybe even opening doors you didn't expect.
Okay, opening doors.
Ah.
That sounds big. And there was something specific, wasn't there? A study.
Yes. This was fascinating. A Stanford study, actually. It found that employees who regularly chatted casually, non-work stuff, they were 30% more likely to be considered for promotions.
Wow. 30%. Just from casual chat.
30%. It really makes you stop and think, right?
It does. How can these seemingly tiny interactions have such a, tangible impact on your career?
Well, I think it's about building that rapport, showing you're approachable, you become more visible, beyond just your tasks, part of the social fabric.
It adds up, and there's that story, too, the one that really illustrated this.
Oh, yeah, the Brazilian student, really smart guy, technically brilliant.
But quiet, initially.
Very quiet in the break room, didn't really engage much. But then he decided to try. He started with something super simple.
Like what?
Just asked a coworker, "How was your weekend?" That's it.
And what happened?
Well, that little question, it wasn't just a one-off. It kind of cracked open the door. It led to a lunch invite,
Great.
which led to more conversations, building actual connections. And the takeaway was that this network, this rapport he built, it played a real part in him getting a much better job offer later on.
Amazing. From how was your weekend?
Crazy, huh? Just showing a bit of genuine human interest.
Okay, so we get why it matters. It's not trivial. So let's get practical. What do you actually talk about? What's safe ground at work?
Yeah, good question. The sources gave a pretty solid list, kind of your top 5 safe bets.
Okay, let's hear them.
Number 1, no surprise, the weather.
The classic.
Total classic. Can you believe this heat? Or finally cooled down a bit, huh? Easy.
Right. Number 2.
Weekend plans. Or just asking about the weekend that passed. Got anything fun planned? Or how was your weekend? Relatable stuff.
Okay, makes sense.
3rd, current events. But, and this is important, keep it light. Non-political.
Definitely. Like what?
Maybe, did you see the big game last night? Or, a major local event, something everyone might know about. Nothing divisive.
Got it. Keep it neutral. What's next?
4th is work-related, but keep it light. Not the time for deep project complaints.
Right. Not venting.
Exactly. More like, how's your project coming along? Or busy week, just checking in.
Simple enough. And the last one.
5th, office stuff, events, birthdays, things like that. Did you try the cake in the Burke room? Or are you heading to the team lunch?
Okay, so that's a pretty useful toolkit. Weather, weekends, light current events, light work stuff, office happenings.
Yeah, covers a lot of ground safely. And there was a key tip that came up related to this.
Oh, yeah.
Always try to follow up your statement with a question. Don't just drop an answer and walk away, metaphorically speaking.
Keep the ball rolling.
Exactly. So instead of just saying, I like hiking, say something like, yeah, I enjoy hiking. Do you hike much yourself? Or have you been on any good trails lately? It invites them in.
Makes it a conversation, not just a statement. Good tip. So we know what to talk about, how to keep it going.
Yeah.
What about the actual words? Any specific phrases?
Yeah, the sources offered some really simple, ready-to-go lines, kind of like conversation starters.
Okay. Useful. Like it.
Things like, hey, how's everything going? Real simple.
Nice and open.
Or, hi, long day, huh? Bit of shared experience.
Yeah, connects on the daily grind.
Or even, morning. Did you happen to catch that game last night? If you know they might be interested.
Okay, those are good openers. What about responding when someone starts with you?
Also pretty straightforward. Things like, pretty good, thanks. How about you? Always good to return the question.
Right. Show interest back.
Or, yeah, the weekend was nice and relaxing. How was yours?
A little detail, then the question back.
Exactly. Or even just honestly, like, I'm still waking up, to be honest.
Huh. Relatable.
Yeah. The main point here, really, is connection over perfection. It doesn't have to be witty or brilliant.
Just human.
Just human. Keep it light, keep it brief if needed. It's okay.
But even keeping it light, things can go wrong, right?
Right.
People worry about messing up. Did the research mention common mistakes?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Highlighted a few key pitfalls.
Okay, what's mistake number 1?
Talking too much about yourself, just going on and on without asking about the other person.
Monologue.
Exactly. The solution offered. Pretty simple. Ask questions. Pivot the focus.
Like what kind of question?
Could be anything relevant, but a general one is, so what do you usually like to do after work? Or what keeps you busy outside of the office? Show that interest.
Makes sense. Okay, mistake number 2.
Getting too personal too quickly.
Oversharing.
Yeah. Diving into, like, relationship drama, money problems, or definitely politics, especially early on.
Right. Save that for, well, maybe never at work, or at least until you really know the person well.
Precisely. Build that foundation of trust first. Keep initial chats in the safer zones we talked about.
Okay. And the third mistake.
This one's super common, freezing up.
Oh, yeah. The deer in headlights moment. You want to say something, but your mind goes blank.
Totally. And the solution they suggested is actually really practical.
What is it?
Prepare. Have like 3 potential topics ready in your head. Your small talk safety kit.
A safety kit. I like that. 3 things. Like what?
Could be anything simple, something you did over the weekend, a movie you saw, even just an observation about the office coffee, like in the example later.
So not scripting it, but just having a few mental anchors.
Exactly. Just having those hooks ready reduces that pressure, that feeling of being put on the spot.
That's actually really helpful. Takes the panic out a bit.
Yeah.
Anything else on avoiding mistakes?
One last simple but crucial point, remember to smile.
Nonverbals.
Yep. Your face is part of my message. A simple smile makes you seem way more approachable and open.
Good reminder. Okay, so to tie this all together, there's that quick example, right? Showing how simple it can be.
Yeah, a little role play scenario. New employee meeting someone on the team.
Okay, walk us through it.
So the new person, let's call him Mike again, takes the initiative, maybe by the coffee machine.
Right.
He says, "Hey, I'm Mike. Just joined the marketing team." Simple introduction.
Okay, standard intro. How does the other person respond?
Warmly, and asks a question back. "Nice to meet you, Mike. How's your first week going?" Opens the door.
Good. And Mike?
He answers, has a little relatable detail, and asks a question back. Pretty good. Still figuring out this coffee machine, though. How long have you been here?
The coffee machine struggle is real. Universal connector.
Totally. And the other employee connects right back on that. Almost a year. And yeah, that coffee machine is, let's just say it has its mysteries.
Perfect. And that's it.
That's pretty much it. See, it wasn't some long, deep, meaningful exchange.
No, just a quick, friendly moment.
Exactly. A brief human interaction that built a tiny bit of connection. That's all it often takes.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what's the big picture here?
Well, I think it's clear that small talk, despite its name, is actually pretty significant. It's this tool for connection, for building trust.
And for opening doors, potentially leading to things like promotions, as that study showed, or better opportunities, like the student story.
Right. It's powerful stuff hiding in plain sight.
And we've got the practical tools now, too, those 5 safe topics. Weather, weekends, light current events, light work stuff, office happenings.
Yep. And those simple phrases, the openers, the responses, remembering to ask questions back.
Plus, knowing the pitfalls, talking too much about yourself, getting too personal too soon, freezing up.
And having that safety kit idea, those 3 topics in your back pocket. And remembering to smile.
And that little example with Mike just shows how low the barrier to entry really is.
It really does. It doesn't need to be complicated.
So the challenge for you, listening to this deep dive, is pretty simple.
Just try it. Start one small conversation this week. That's it.
It could literally just be looking someone in the eye as you pass them and saying, "Hey, how's your day going?"
Yeah. And based on everything we've looked at, you might actually be surprised where that tiny interaction leads.
Definitely food for thought. And maybe a final, slightly bigger thought to leave you with. Just consider this. How could the accumulation of all these seemingly small, brief, positive chats actually, over time, change the whole feeling, the whole social dynamic of your workplace.
And maybe, just maybe, change your own path within it. It's kind of fascinating to think about the ripple effects of small talk.